You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. Get more with Geico.
Okay. Hi, this is Me Before Mom, the podcast that helps moms stay connected to themselves while doing the most important job they'll ever have. And I'm your host, Bert Anderson. Hey guys, it's Bert. You are listening to Me Before Mom. Today, I want to talk about risk taking calculated risks. I want to talk about this because, well, for one thing, the quote, it always gets attributed to Eleanor Roosevelt. And I know I've mentioned it before, and it's do one thing every day that scares you. Eleanor Roosevelt, I guess, did not actually say that. I'm pretty sure I talked about that too. They don't really know who said that. I don't think anybody actually said that. Mary Smith wrote it in a poem. And I think she technically is the first person to say that. But I digress. That doesn't even matter for this. But I've been thinking about that lately because there's one Saturday left before I go and do this competition for CrossFit. I don't go to a CrossFit gym. I go to a gym that kind of does CrossFit. And I would say that we do small group training. A lot of the lifts are similar to CrossFit. However, I've had to learn a lot of different CrossFit moves. And so the competition that I'm doing is with a partner, and it's called the Festivus Games because it's CrossFit for the rest of us. I know, it's great. One thing I love about the CrossFit community is their sense of humor and how normal everything is, and they have a great community. So I was thinking as I was coloring on Sunday, because that is what I do on Sundays. My husband watches football, and I sit and I color. And as I was coloring, I was like, oh my gosh, I have like less than 2 weeks, and then I go and I do this competition. And I have felt like I wanted to throw up since. And it's not because I haven't prepared for this. I've been training for this actually since March. It's been something that I've wanted to do for a really, really long time, and I've been preparing for it for a really long time as well. And there were a few different things, like I was supposed to, do an individual competition, and then the gym that was hosting it backed out. And so another woman and I, her name is Laura, she and I decided that we would do this Festivus Games together. And I don't know why I'm so nervous about it. But this is definitely that doing one thing every day that scares you. This is that thing for me. And so why is it important that we do this? And I think it's important. There are a few reasons why I think it's important. I think it's important that we do this because I think it keeps life interesting. Number one, um, you know, we always say life is so short, and it is short. But at the same time, if you're doing life the same way over and over and over again, it can be really long and boring. And when things get long and boring, life is just, it's not fun. And I always say that life is too short to not be fun. Or I also always say life is too hard to have no fun in it. And so I don't know. I'm the kind of person that likes to take risks and like to take a chance. And not everybody is like that. Not everybody has to go, and it doesn't have to be some type of like go run a race or go be in a competition. I mean, it could be something as simple as joining some type of a group or taking a class and putting yourself in a situation where where you feel uncomfortable. Because every single time you take that risk and you put yourself in a situation where you don't feel comfortable, the next time you face any kind of fear, you're more confident because you've already faced that. You've already faced a fear and you're like, "Oh, I survived." And it was not bad. You know? You have to exercise your risk muscle. And I try to explain that to my kids because I think, my husband is an accountant. God bless him, but he is not a risk taker. I mean, you can tell by his job, he does not take calculated risks. And I am more of the free-spirited artist in our relationship. Um, and I've always kind of just been the person who kind of takes a chance on things. I mean, when I started my blog, back in 2011, it was a risk. And then the more things I took on with it were all risks. You know, what if it fails? It's like, okay, well, then it fails. But what if it doesn't, is what I always say. So what I'm doing with you guys right now is I'm trying to make myself not feel like I'm going to throw up as I think about the Festivus games, which this is doing a very good job of. So thank you very much for listening. Because life is just, really at the heart of it. I was thinking about this too. At the heart of it, we all are like, when you think about yourself, we kind of are still that insecure child version of ourselves in our minds. Like, I am an adult and I am a mom. I'm not playing house. I kind of feel like I'm playing house. But I most definitely am the one I am in charge. And I definitely did birth 3 children. And every time I cough, sneeze, or laugh and I have a full bladder, I know that. And because of that, when I think about the Festivus games, I think about the things that make me nervous. And what makes me nervous is that I know a lot of people from my gym are going to be there because they want to support us. My parents are driving up from Illinois to support me. And the girl who, went through puberty at age 10, so went through the chubby phase of puberty and being different from everybody, has visions of doing these box stepovers on a 20-inch box, like falling on her butt and face planting and embarrassing herself. Or one of the other things I have to do is I have to do these knee raises, and I have to hang from a bar and raise my knees above my hips And I'm strong. I am really strong. My grip strength is not that great, and it is really hard to hold yourself hanging from a bar. And so I've put myself in this kind of vulnerable situation that I never would have put myself in before when I was a kid, and I could have done these things well. And here I am, almost 40 years old, and I'm putting myself in a position where I'm confronting this fear of being vulnerable in a group of people, kind of being on display and being afraid of being that fat kid who is doing something athletic. And we all have that thing. We all have that childhood insecurity and fear that talks to us and tries to tell us not to do things. And so we have to figure out a way to get that kid inside of us to just shut up. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is for you. You know, maybe it's stepping outside of your box and making new friends, putting yourself in new situations. For me, one thing that kind of scares me is, getting into a fight with a friend or a conflict with a friend and staying in the same place for years upon years. I didn't do that as a kid. I was able to move away. So starting over is very normal for me and feels very comfortable. And my first instinct is to avoid confrontation at all costs, which is not healthy. And then when there is a confrontation, I like to completely disconnect myself from the situation, and I want to move on to something, to a new place. And that's not life. I can't physically move because I married this Minnesota boy who's never going to leave Minnesota. And now I have children who are involved. And they don't want to ever leave. I mean, they don't even know what it's like to move. We just, taking a risk, it doesn't have to be things like jumping out of an airplane or singing, on a stage. Yes, those can be your things if those things terrify you. I think what you have to look at when you're assessing what the calculated risk is I think you have to look at the reason behind it. Like what is it about that activity that actually scares you? So for me, if I were to jump out of an airplane, which I never plan to do ever in my life, I hate heights. They scare me to death. Part of that is because I feel out of control. And when I'm up in an airplane and looking down at the ground, I promise you, the control freak in me will come out and feel absolutely out of control in that situation. But are we ever really in control of any situation? No. I tell my kids that all the time. The only thing you can control is how you react. It's the only way you can control how you respond and how you react to a situation. You cannot control what happens. So think about something in your life and think about ways you want to challenge yourself, because I truly believe that if we are going to be good parents, the way we're going to do that is by setting good examples for our kids and allowing them to see us challenge ourselves and make it through to the other side. You know, my kids are going to come and see me compete. That I'm smiling right now and trying not to laugh because I have visions of my youngest, who is very much a mama's girl, trying to talk to me while I'm competing. And I just, Lord help me, if she starts whining during the thing, I might lose it. So I told my husband today, I was like, of all days for you to not tune out, please, it has got to be this day. Like, I need you to pay attention to her. I cannot do the whining on that day. And there are many different reasons why I decided to do the Festivus Games. And, you know, it's not that I could have done a race. I've done many different races. I also know that I can walk through to do a race, and it's not that challenging. I don't have to train for a race. But doing this CrossFit thing, they have judges and they watch you. And I have a partner, and I don't want to let her down. I don't want to be the weak link. Which all goes back to being that insecure kid who is different from everybody else at school. So that is that. So that is how I am doing this one thing every day that scares me. There's so many different ways we can look at this. And I think it's a really good thing. And I think, you know, there's, like I said, I think the way we get through this life and how we manage to do it and do it well and have fun is to continue to take advantage of everything that we have while we're here. You know what I mean? Don't get bored. You know, try something new. That is the best way that I think that is a great way to live our life. I really do. I'm kind of looking right now. I'm looking at different quotes that I have seen about this, you know, do one thing every day that scares you. Because like I said, there are a lot of different people have said this. Like Ralph Waldo Emerson said, always do what you're afraid to do. Jane Addams, she said, to do what you are afraid to do is to guide your life by fear. How much better not to be afraid to do what you believe in doing. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Eleanor Roosevelt said, you must do the thing you think you cannot do. Some guy named Mark Toby said, I'm supposed to do one thing every day that I want to do, but I am afraid to do. So think about that. Write it down on a piece of paper. What is one thing that you are afraid to do? And then let's do it. You want to take it a step, like one step further? Think about, why are you afraid to do that? Name that fear, write it out. Go and do it and be done with it. If you succeed, great. That is awesome. If you fail and the thing that you were afraid of happens, it's okay because you've survived and you're still here. If I go to Festivus and I step on this 20-inch box and I fall flat on my face, I will be bruised up and have some scratches, but I will still be here and I will still be standing. and I will get up and I will do it again and get on the box. So either way, it's a win-win situation. Because I faced my fear and now I'm confident because I survived. That's all we need to do, guys. I know. It's super simple, right? So here is your life lesson from Bert today. So just super simple. Do something really scary. And that's it. Now you have all you need to know for the rest of your life. Have a great life, girls. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I think we need to continually be willing to challenge ourselves and to kind of think outside of the box. And, you know, I am in therapy, like I have told you all, so that's probably why I think about my inner child all the time, because we're always talking about my inner child in therapy. But we all do have an inner child because they're very important. Did you know? Here's an interesting fact, and it's probably just a theory, but I learned from my therapist that um, the way you formulate your view of the world happens, like the most important time that happens is up until the age of 5. And then the second most important time happens before, I think, 10. Fascinating. We can, for some reason, me, like one of my core fears. Oh, great. Now we're going to go really deep. So just sit down and grab a cup of coffee because now I'm just going to spill my soul to you. One of my core fears I have learned in therapy is, and I had great parents. They never left me. I was never forgotten or left alone. However, my earliest memory is standing up in the windowsill of my bedroom. We had a babysitter, and I remember looking outside the window and trying to find my parents' car because they went on a date. And I was waiting for them to come home because I was afraid they were going to not come home. And from there, everything that spanned that was like a lot of my decisions have been motivated by being afraid of being left behind or forgotten. And it even, like, I can even think back to the movie Lilo and Stitch, the Disney movie. When I saw it in the theaters, I sobbed towards the end of the movie when Stitch is standing in the rain with the Ugly Duckling book and he's crying and he's saying, "Help, help." And he's saying he's alone. Oh, gosh. See, I'm going to start crying now. I need to stop. Stop it. Because he felt like he was left alone and forgotten. So that is, a lot of like my decisions and how I operate has been because that for some reason is a really big fear of mine, is being afraid of being left behind and forgotten. And it happened when I was about 3 years old. Or Another thing that my therapist and I have figured out, another early memory, was when we lived in Japan at the time. Again, military brat. My dad was in the Navy. It's not that we weren't rich or anything, trust me. But back in the 80s, you had to live for a period of time off base in a Japanese apartment. And they have these rooms called tatami rooms, and they're made out of paper walls. And the tatami room was my bedroom, and I was 2 years old. Why my parents decided to put a 2-year-old in a bedroom that had paper walls is beyond me, but I distinctively remember I was not allowed to touch the walls under any circumstance. Don't touch the walls. So I could see, like, I could kind of see what was going on the other side of the wall because it was paper and I could see the silhouettes, but I couldn't touch it. And that's another thing for me. FOMO, fear of missing out, watching what's happening on one side and not being able to participate. And again, it's that fear of missing out, fear of being left behind or forgotten. And so, since I know these things about myself, I can challenge myself to push it, and I'm aware of it. So when I start to tell myself lies, I can be like, okay, hold on a second. Here's what's going on. And this is why everybody needs to go to counseling. Yep, every single person needs to go to therapy. So, what have we learned today? We have learned that everybody needs a therapist and everybody needs to do something that scares them. And to take it one step further and figure out what it is that actually scares you. Why does it scare you? I promise you won't regret it. It'll be a good exercise for you. You still need to do challenging things as a mom. The more you grow, the more you kind of develop yourself as a human being, as a person, and not just a mom, the better mother you will be for your kids. But it's going to be hard. So you're going to need to be kind to yourself when you're doing this. Always be kind. Hello. It's that time to watch, or not to watch, but it's time to listen to What is Bert Watching with Sarah.
Here I am. I'm back.
She's back, guys. And she's going to participate because she's actually watched a show that I have not watched.
I have actually watched a show you have not watched. It's a miracle.
It is a miracle. I'm very proud of you. So, let's talk about that show first, or should we save the best for last?
Oh, let's save the best for last.
Okay, I will go with the shows I've watched then. So, my first suggestion, so our theme this week, guys, is drama / intense. Broadchurch. It's a BBC show. You can watch it on Netflix. At least that's where I watched it. David Tennant is the main character. He was one of the Doctor Who's.
I love Doctor Who.
Yes.
I love David Tennant. Okay, I'm going to watch this.
He's great in this. Like, how can you not love him?
I'm writing it down.
It's wonderful. I guess this wasn't a BBC. I just assume everything that
British?
is like from England is on the BBC. It is not. Scratch that. So, it's David Tennant and this other British actress. Her name is Olivia Colman, and they play a pair of detectives who are investigating the disappearance and subsequent murder of a young boy in a quiet, fictional English town in Dorset. So that's your true, like your crime angle.
I'm in. I'm totally in.
Yes. The interesting thing about this is because it's a small town, everybody is like intermingled together. So Olivia Colman's character is the main detective, and David Tennant's character comes in from out of town. And so she has a personal relationship with the family whose boy is missing. Like they're best friends. So
I'm worried.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's shocking. It's very good. My husband and I watched it during lockdown and stayed up entirely too late because we did that thing of, okay, just one more. Oh, it's only 3 a.m. Okay,
That
just
means
one more.
it's really good. That means it's really good.
Yes, yes, definitely, highly recommend.
I'm in. I'm totally in.
Okay, and the next one that I have is another crime, also on Netflix, and it's Mindhunter. So Jonathan Groff, who plays Sven in Frozen. No, Kristoff. Sven is he's the reindeer. Have you seen Frozen?
No, but people who with kids often talk to me about this, and I'm like, why would I ever watch
Because
Frozen?
it's surprisingly good.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought it was for kids.
It is for kids, but it's actually a movie that's for kids that you kind of like as an adult. I'm not kidding.
Okay, well, I'll check it out.
You
know
have
me.
to. I know you
You
won't.
know me. I'm in the fantasy sports realm.
Yeah, well, you would like it. It's right up your
Okay.
alley, and you sing. The music is great.
Okay, now I've heard enough people I like tell me it's good, so that must mean it's good.
It is good. So, Jonathan Groff. He plays this man who plays so it's based on how the FBI's behavioral science unit was created. So he plays Holden Ford, and then there's another guy named Bill Tench, and they set out to interview imprisoned serial killers to see if they can understand why the serial killers did what they did, so that they can help create a profile for the FBI to catch these kinds of killers.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. It's really good. It's fascinating. It's based on a book. And it's really cool because, FBI, the criminal profiling unit for the FBI is fascinating.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That does sound very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And dark and slightly stressful.
Yeah, it is a little dark and definitely stressful. So, but there are there are some lightheartedness things about it. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's not so like dark and dreary that you are like depressed watching it. So
That's good. You know me, I like to watch like the most lighthearted things ever because I end up like getting emotionally attached to everything I'm watching, and I'm like,
too.
What?
I understand. And so I watched this, so it must be okay.
Okay. I believe you.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Okay. Well, apparently Bert here has not seen Stranger Things, which is ridiculous.
I know.
Because even I have seen Stranger Things, and I live in a box. But I also play D&D, so I guess it makes some sense that I have seen it. But
so how does the D&D, I know how it kind of ties into it, but as a D&D player, how does it make it better for you?
Well, the kids are all D&D fans, and they're playing it in the game, and there's like a lot of parallels between the game of D&D and what's going on in real life, which I can tell you is real in my life as well.
Really?
And there's or maybe I base my character off of things going on in my life.
I was gonna
Anyway.
say, are there mind slayers in real life?
Kind of. No, it's more that I create my D&D character based off of my life.
Got it.
And in that game, I think. Anyway, there's an upside down world that's really spooky. It's really scary. It's there's like a very badass female lead character, which is one of my favorite things because then I get to live vicariously through her.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like kids versus the government, which I just like as a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you get to see the kids just like be more badass than the government. So that's great. For me.
For you, that's awesome. Not so good for the government.
Not so good for the government. But this is an evil government that's not real. So
Yes, they're bad.
So it's just some good sci-fi. It's very entertaining. And I played in a synth band for 10 years, and my friend's band does the soundtrack for it.
No way.
And so I like know all the synths they're using, and I know like who's making the music, and it's like some of my favorite music.
That is such a big deal.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, because the music is like part of why it's so popular.
Exactly. I played with them at South by Southwest.
Oh, wow. We will put that in the show notes, guys.
Very important things. Very important things.
Yes. Yes, we will. So, okay. I don't like scary things, and I'm afraid I'm going to stay up late.
I would say on a scale of 1 being like
My Little Ponies.
Yeah, My Little Pony, and 10 being The Ring, which is like the ultimate scary movie to me.
Not seen that.
This is like a 5 or a 4.
Okay, so I could probably handle it.
It's not so bad, but it's scary.
Is it like The Witcher?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I could probably handle that then.
I think you'll be okay. Maybe not watch it with the kids. I don't know. It depends how scared they get.
No. I'll watch it first by myself because I don't know if I want them sleeping with me. That is always the determining factor.
My parents had to figure that one out the hard way. What did I watch? I think I saw Jumanji and I got scared. So I was pretty scared as a child.
I did. So we had this family movie night with some really good friends. And we were like, let's watch all the Jumanji movies. And I was like, oh my gosh, let's start with the first one. It'll be great. I forgot how creepy it was.
It's so creepy.
It's bad. And my youngest was terrified for months.
I was her. That happens to me too.
We couldn't even say Jumanji around her. It was...
Then Robin Williams will just jump down from the ceiling.
It was bad. And the CGI monkeys that are really creepy looking because they're so bad. Mm-hmm.
I was scared of that crocodile. I think I left the room when the crocodile came. Yeah. I was like, this has gone too far.
I've watched it so many times, and I was like, I don't remember it being this scary at all. I'm sorry, Kira.
No. Yeah, because it seems like a kid's movie.
It was based on a kid's book. Did you ever have to read it in school? Did they read it to you? Yes, it's based on this beautifully illustrated book.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they made it spooky.
It was very spooky. Definitely not like the updated version.
Wait, I think our segment's only 10 minutes.
Oh, we gotta go.
We have to go.
Sorry, guys.
This is a Halloween spooky episode for you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
And that is a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And in case you were wondering, Me Before Mom is hosted by me, Bert Anderson. And it is produced by the lovely and talented Sarah Abdel All. You can also check out Matriarch DM for all of the show notes, as well as other amazing podcasts for women, by women. And don't forget to check out my own website, bertmanderson.com, so you can see what's going on in my world. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys next time.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.